Welcome to hell.
Hello and welcome to the Jersey Shore Musicians Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Jeff.
Hello.
And tonight,
We have Mr. Jack Frost.
welcome.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Thank you. Talk about golf clap. Would you call me on your watch
As he's playing golf.
as he's playing golf?
Hey.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is awesome. Appreciate it.
No problems getting down here,
No,
right?
no.
You know where you're going?
I know where I'm going.
Okay, that's good. That's
I've been
good.
here a few times, I think.
A few times, yeah. A few years. So, all right, we like to start everything off with, how'd you get started being the rock star that you are?
You're not supposed to
You
laugh
see,
at that.
see my Ferrari outside? Big rock star. Wow, that's pretty easy. It all kind of started when I was a kid. My brother, from my mom's first marriage, he was about 12 years older than me. And he was in the Navy, and I saw these cool records like, Doors, Morrison Hotel, Houses of the Holy from Zeppelin. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And my brother would turn me on to like Zeppelin and the Doors and the Beatles. But it really hit me, and it's a funny story. We used to have a show called Solid Gold. And a lot of bands like Air Supply was on, and Kiss was on there doing like I Was Made for Loving You. But there was this one night that I'll never forget. Hall & Oates were on, and Daryl Hall had this big blonde mane. And they came out doing Your Kiss Is On My List. And I said to him, I go, Mom, Dad, that's what I'm going to do. And then my dad was a police officer, and he's like, you're going to do what? I said, I want to do what that guy is doing. And honestly, to this day, I'll always remember singing Your Kiss Is On My List from the Hall & Oates. And that really got me wanting, I got to be a musician. And then I saved up some money, and I bought my first record. My first record was Kiss Double Platinum. And the record was really cool. It was a double record, of course called Double Platinum, but it was shiny. And you could see yourself in each character's face. And I kept looking at Ace, and I'm going, this is cool, this is cool. And that's what started, man. I had this bug that I said to my parents over and over again, I am going to do this for a living. This is what I want to do. And I never turned my back. That's really how it all started.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love how you like Air Supply and stuff. Like, I mean, I grew up listening to that from my parents,
Well, it's just that's what Solid Gold had. They had like Danny Terrio on there. But they always had these bands, and they weren't playing. It was definitely like...
No, back then they had to play.
You think so?
That's not... today they don't play. Most of them
dude, I
can't
saw
play
so
anyway
many cool
today.
bands back then. Casey and the Sunshine Band, and
Yeah, they're playing.
Cool and the Gang, and it was just like, I look forward to it because my mother would like always watch Lawrence Welk show, and I would just sit there because the big band swing and everything. So, yeah, I had that bug, man. It was deep inside.
That's definitely something. You're going.
And there's
Way
nothing wrong
not
with
where
Hall
I
&
go.
Oates, man. Nothing wrong.
Oh,
No.
back up, dude. To this day, phenomenal band. I've seen Hall & Oates 15 times. I mean, I love like Daryl's show. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
His
great.
show's
He
Daryl's
has-
house, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. He has these great artists. I love how they all like Chris Daughtry was on, and they're doing like Hall & Oates songs, but he was singing them, and then they'll do like a Daughtry song. I thought that was great because it was cool.
Yeah. But it's going to lead me into today. Now, what do kids today have other than going back to what we all know? You know, Doors, Zeppelin, the great guitar heroes of yesterday. I mean,
I'm going to get really in trouble saying this. Dude, there's not going to be bands like Aerosmith and Kiss and Guns N' Roses ever. I'm sorry.
I believe you.
What band can you guys name in the last 10 years that's come out? Last 5 years that you're going to say 30 years from now, somebody my age, I'm 53, are going to sit here and talk about, you remember this band, blah, blah, blah? No. Because the Beatles on Ed Sullivan.
yeah.
I'm sorry, and no disrespect to the young generation and the new music, it's tarnished now. It's not like that. It's all
Well, we've talked on here a couple times that the 90s and like the little bit of the early 2000s was like the last great time for music.
100%. And you guys are not being mean. You're not putting
Just
down
being
the
honest,
industry.
yeah.
You're being honest.
Yeah.
These bands are they come and go like I change my socks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't like this guy anymore, so the band's done. We're gonna break up.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, what band can you name? I mean, would you say GNR? Maybe Slipknot. I mean, they're very heavy. Like, I mean, just not my style of music. Don't get me wrong. They're very cool because they're very innovative. Slipknot, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, will you remember Korn? Yeah, because Korn was a very special, 7-string guitar, different vibe. But today, I mean, a lot of these bands like Greta Van Fleet,
yeah.
they're great, but they're literally just.
A Zeppelin cover band?
I don't want to say that.
Yeah, but in all fairness, Zeppelin was a cover band in the beginning.
Yeah,
They really were.
But everybody was blues based, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Sabbath. I mean, how innovative were they?
Yeah.
But I mean, Tony Iommi, his guitars were blues based. You know, they were just
Rock is
and-
blues based.
rock and punk. You know, you really think about it. So I really think it's really sad. And I have kids, and we talk about this a lot. Like, you know, these rap artists and everything. I mean, look, I have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed by this year's Super Bowl. I mean, you're gonna have like Snoop and
Dre.
I mean, Dre. Don't talk about this new rap music. Dre was there, man.
Yeah.
NWA, all these bands, they were innovated at the time.
Yeah.
And someone like Eminem, you're never gonna touch Eminem ever again. That guy was.
Yeah. No,
And I think it's so cool that they all respect where they come from. And Snoop said last night, I was watching Sunday Night Football, and Snoop said it the best. When Dre calls, you come running.
Yeah.
You don't.
You answer.
You answer. Yeah, it's great. So, yeah, it's really hard. And I guess, thank God that we have the music from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s and, you know, the early 2000s. Because a lot of kids will go back. I mean, besides playing music, I teach. And it's so nice to see kids come in the place now and go, hey, I want to learn Zeppelin 1. I'm like, excuse me?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Not, hey, can you teach me like this down tune thing? Or can you teach me this auto tune song? I'm like,
Can you teach me how to use this looper pedal so I could go onto YouTube?
right? I know. It's just, and like, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm just not a Nirvana guy. I never will be.
I hate Nirvana.
Good, because I'm going to say it. I'm a leftover 80s hair guy, okay?
Yeah.
I lived in LA. I played that strip. I saw that strip. I saw when Crew came up. I saw when a lot of the newer bands came up. I was out there when LA Guns broke. It was a cool time, man. It was an awesome time. And a band like Nirvana, you know what, dude? Mother Love Bone should have been the Seattle sound. Because you know what?
They were there first.
They were great.
Actually.
If the singer didn't pass away, I don't think Nirvana would have been as big as Nirvana was. And I love Alice in Chains.
Yeah, and Soundgarden.
Great. First Soundgarden record, Loud Love. Wow.
Yeah.
It was massive. But then all of a sudden, this guy comes out and let's not bathe. Let's wear. Dude, go look at old pictures of Alice in Chains and Mother Love Bone and the Pearl Jam guys. They were all 80s guys, man, with hair and they wore eyeliner. Yeah. And it's too bad that you couldn't have a Nirvana and still have a Warrant.
See, but you go that Dre effect that you were just talking about. That's Dave Grohl in rock and roll right now. That guy pisses #1 hits.
Yeah.
Yep.
If he calls you, you answer.
But he's cool because you know why
but from Nirvana, that's the same thing on the rock and roll side.
You're right. But you know what's cool? Grohl will say to you straight out, Motorhead rules.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he loves metal. And he never... That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. That guy deserves everything he gets. Because
he's getting a lot.
But you know what, dude? Foo Fighters are a cool band.
No, they're a great band.
They're a cool rock band. You know what? Maybe there is a band that... Maybe they'll be the only band that you'll remember 25...
Yeah.
What?
The Foo.
Yeah, but technically they were out in the 90s.
Yeah, you're
late
right.
90s.
You're right.
So they've hung around.
Yeah, so you're not, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger, and
Yeah.
and you gotta respect them, dude. You gotta, you know what? I do. I have a lot of.
That's like one of my favorite bands is Caius, and he still to this day constantly gives nods to Caius. Constantly.
But that's cool. That's a cool vibe because they know where they come from.
Yeah.
Don't close your. It's like a lot of these people. Oh, the '80s, dude. If it wasn't for Warren and Rat and Quiet Riot, you wouldn't have MTV and Bon Jovi. I'm sorry to say it. Bon Jovi broke that scene. It's kind of sad that now he should be the governor of New Jersey because he's lost.
Him or Bruce should be the governor of New Jersey.
But maybe one could be mayor, one could be governor.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. But you know what? Those guys. It seems that John's turned his back where he came from, dude. First few Bon Jovi records, and they were cool, man. They were cool.
What was it? Slippery When Wet and
Dude, I'm gonna say 700 Fahrenheit. In Bon
700.
Jovi.
Yeah, that's it. I remember that one.
That was great.
I think I have that tape somewhere.
Tape's coming back in a big way, brother.
So, all right, speaking of records. Now, I know you just finished a record with a band named Brothers in Arms. Now, that's not your full repertoire, but we're gonna concentrate on Brothers in Arms.
That's
It's
awesome.
a little special to my heart. I actually here have the record. You can see that. There you go.
The new Alante.
The new record. So, we're going to be talk about your writing process for this because it's actually pretty cool, and it's kind of all over the map. Very shotgun approachy. There's no like major theme or anything like that. It was very just.
It's really easy to answer this question.
Well, I don't want to make you sweat.
Hang on a second. Do we have a makeup artist here?
Okay, Rockstar.
Basically, 19 months ago, the world went to crap, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, what are we going to do? You have two choices in life. You sit there, watch Netflix, and be miserable about everything. And I said, I want to do something fun again. I want to go back to my basement, back to my studio, and pick up my guitar and practice. Because I haven't practiced in years. And not that I don't work on stuff, but I'll get a gig, I have to learn songs for the gig, and I'll practice that. I teach, I have to practice what I'm teaching. But I didn't get to practice on me as a musician. Not as an artist, as a guitar player. Mm-hmm. So I picked up my guitar, and I started playing again. And you know what, man? I fell in love with what I fell in love when I was 13 years old in my room, looking at my Kiss and my Def Leppard posters on my wall, and like worshiping Ronnie Montrose and Randy Rhoads and going, that's what got me started. And I just started to write. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make a fun record again. I want to take this generation, and I didn't do it for anybody but myself. And I want people to know that. This was a labor of love. I wanted to make a record that I could smile, I could laugh, I could take me back to like a time when you got in your car with your friends, almost like Wayne's World, and you open your windows and you crank these tunes and you have fun. And there wasn't like, oh, you can't say bitch because it's... You love that, right? Because you're downgrading women. Listen, man, I love women. My mom was a woman. And if I wasn't for my mother, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't hate women. I don't hate guys. I don't have this whole black, white, women, you're gay, you're not gay. Who cares? Dude, I shit the same way everybody else does. And I just wanted to make a record that was fun. Like, not racist, not political, not sexist. It's just fun. But trust me, we've already got trouble that people saying, oh, you're sexist. Motley Crue was fun. Rat was fun. Chicks laying on the hood of a Jaguar was cool.
Who is that, Whitesnake?
Yeah. I mean, Tawny Katane, God rest her soul. Why does everybody have to be so, well, you can't say this, you can't. Dude, have fun.
The world
Life,
is so uptight, man.
oh my God, dude. Life is so short. Just that's the problem. I think everyone's so binded up. And that's really how this record became. I just started to write riffs. And honestly, Jeff, as he's sitting here, he was a big part of this. I would go back and forth with Jeff because Jeff produced, mixed, helped arrange.
See that?
He did.
See that?
He did. And
I can hear his head getting bigger.
Wait, I gotta get
Dude,
my
he-
money
you
out of
know
my
what?
wallet. Hold on.
actually, he has every right to have his head big on this one because he was a part of this record as much as anybody, probably a lot more so than a lot of people know. We co-produced this. We co-edit this. I would use Jeff as my, what do you think, dude? He's like, dude, this is cool. This is cool. And that's how it really all happened.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it started.
See, when I work with him, he just tells me that sucks.
Listen, man, if something wasn't cool, Jeff would go, "He's gonna-"
Well, there was a couple where, like, I think there was one vocal in particular that I don't think made.
That didn't make the record, unfortunately.
And it was just like, this is kind of swing and a miss. So
Yep.
it's
But
you just know.
99%
That's right.
of these boys, these brothers,
Oh, they did great.
they just not gone.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it was like World Series, 9th inning, bases loaded. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every guy on this record.
Yep. I mean, I could sit there and I've never met anybody. You're the only person I know on this whole record.
Yeah, right.
I've never met Carl or Alex, Keith, Paul,
Andrew, Nick, Charlie.
None of them. Oh, maybe Charlie once. Then was he playing with you when we did that show together?
Yes. You
so
met
Charlie once.
Our keyboard player. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the list. I mean,
they just each
Paul,
one.
Sure, Tino. I mean, and a lot of the artists that I hate to say got on this record because I didn't get them. I didn't call them up and say, "Here's a buttload of money, sing." It wasn't about that. I would arrange these riffs. I would send it to Jeff. Jeff would make everything like perfect for the drummer so it was clean. We would send it to the car. He's in France. He had a home studio there. He would knock out his drums, send it back. Jeff would edit everything, send it to our bass player in Germany, Alex. Did it his home studio. Not one of us were ever in the same room making this record. And if you listen to this record, you would swear this was Van Halen 1. We were in a room with just ripping. And Charlie played his keyboards. And I have to say, I will give all the mad respect to the singers. Keith St. John, Keith sings for Kingdom Come, Montrose. His list is Burning Rain. His songs, he co-produced with us.
Yeah.
Andrew Freeman from Last in Line, another one. Every singer just brought so much to the table, man. And I never said to anybody, "This is the Jack Frost show. You're going to do what I say." No, it was never that. I wanted them because I knew what they brought. And man, talk about fun, easy. What a fun and easy record it was. It was just, honestly, I cannot believe how it came out. Every interview, every Zoom, every, magazine that did a report on this record, not one negative comment. They're just like, wow, where did this come from? So I'm a friggin' millionaire because we made this out of our hearts. Every guy on this record really believed in it. And I believe in them. And like, if you don't know these guys, go check out their bodies of work. They're incredible. Incredible.
That's awesome.
And just great guys. Great guys.
Now that you kind of said that, when I was approaching it, it really was as motherfuckers, this is what bands used to sound like. This is the way it should be. Why did we change it? That's how I feel. Carl had a lot of respect being like, my drum tones. I did a little of Today, not that much. Why can't we do that again?
But, man, I do have people like I don't like to talk about anybody, but I'm now the guitar player in Aldo Nova. So Aldo Nova, 1982, his debut record came out, all over Billboard. That year, same year, Foreigner 4, Toto, Asia,
Wow.
and Aldo Nova, all top 3 Billboard. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 3. They kept switching. Here's a guy that's an innovator with the Moog, with the whole Bon Jovi. That was all Aldo Nova, dude. That's where it all came from.
Okay.
Power station in New York, he started there. He gave me such a respect about my songwriting and my playing. And then he goes, "This is really cool, man. You did really good. You did really good." This is coming from a guy that was a part of that genre and that era. You know why bands don't want to do this anymore? Because a guitar player will come in, he'll play 4 bars, and they'll go, "You're good, you can go home now." They cut and paste everything. I played my guitars on this record. Noises, mistakes, it's all there. Because I want it.
Yeah.
I used an amp. Yes, an amp with tubes. I mic'd my
foreign.
amp.
How foreign.
How weird. I didn't, don't get me wrong. Plugins are cool. Amp modulars are cool. Dude, a Les Paul and an amp. That's it. That's what's on this record.
Yeah.
There's a Marshall, a Freeman, an MGL. That's what you hear. 3 different amps and the same Les Paul.
And
That's all
it's
you need.
definitely there because you hear it. It's alive. It's not processed. It's
Nope.
not,
Nope. It's
dead.
like, okay, let's take this little thing. Everything is like, I remember like, even the Appetite record.
Oh, Christ. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
cool. Dude, I mean, White Snake 87, Sykes was on fire. On fire. Took him weeks to get that sound. First Van Halen records. I mean, listen to those. You hear Eddie's fingers going up and down the fret.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
But you see, this right here is the perfect example. That right there is exactly what's missing today. Is all the people that are making music that don't have that passion.
They don't.
So why make it? I mean, you know what, dude? There's this really cool band that I just got this bracelet from called the Black Moods. They're awesome. And we were talking about this before. What's that band Dirty Honey. They're cool. They're plugging in to a Marshall or an Orange, and they're playing. They're really playing. And I just hope, Lenny Kravitz is going back to using 2 inches / 2-inch machine because the warmth of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope, that's why I'm so proud of this record. Like, don't get me wrong. I've got like 50, and not to come across as a egotistical jerk as I say this, I've got 50-something records to my name. That's pretty cool. But this record is something I've dreamed of making. I think I really made my swan song.
Uh-oh. Don't say that. That means that's it.
But I'm saying I found my direction. Like, that's the way I want to do things from here out.
It's awesome. And I feel it's the right way because the proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
Really.
That's your magnum opus right there.
No, it really is, man. It's like, I'm just so pleased. Like, I never, artists will say this. I remember watching a really cool thing with Prince. Man, what a genius.
Yeah.
And he literally talked about once his record's done, he doesn't listen to his record. Doesn't want to hear it. It's like you stand away. Every time I listen to this record, I light up like a Christmas tree, man. Like
You light up like that just talking about it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
great.
you can see it's not you can see it in my face.
It's real.
It's real. I'm not scripted here writing this down. every time I listen to go, I hear something new. And so, wow, I didn't hear that. And when you do interviews and a guy tells you, man, your guitar playing is like, it blows my mind because I never think of myself. And Jeff knows me. I don't think of myself as this virtuoso. I'm not Steve Vai. I'm not John Sykes. But something went right with this record because everyone is giving me props that I've never got before. And no, my head's not getting big. My heart got big. It is the nicest feeling to do something where people really go, you hit the mark, bro. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that you tell me through phones, like, you know, what people say, it's awesome.
I'll call Jeff. I go, dude, like a little kid, right? Yeah. Like I brought his daughter back cookies, and she's all like excited. That's how I am. Like, this is my cookie. Like it's crazy.
Wow, it's great. So you touched on it a little bit, your recording process, and I just want to dive in just like your setup as far as, yes, it was whatever amp it was in a Les Paul. You know, was there any pedals? What microphone did you use? You know, did you have the master volume on like 10 or was it on 2?
Okay, so for me, I have a kind of a small little studio. Everything's Mac. I use a Personas interface. And it's not like people think I spent $1 million. I mean, my speakers are $100 like little crappy Sonys. They're little crappy speakers. They're great because if you get them sound good, you know, it's almost like the old Yamaha NS10s.
Oh, those things are great.
They're great, but you have to work to get them. That's great. I literally ran a Marshall 412 cabinet with old Celestine 20 watts. Greenbacks. They're not greenbacks, they're creambacks. I had it in another room. I have in my basement, I have a finished side, and I have an unfinished side. I would take my Marshall, stick it against my cement wall, and a Sennheiser 409, right?
609.
E609.
Yep.
Okay, so I have this. I don't use a 57 like everybody uses. I don't use a 424. It's really weird. I like the Sennheiser. So I have it facing the wall, facing the one cone, just slightly off the main part of it. So it's like in the middle of the cone. Mm-hmm. I run it into the other room, into my head. Like I like to have my heads in the same room with me, just in case I want to tweak something. But basically, I started the process with a Freeman, Steve Stevens head, killer head, and then I used a 71 Marshall that Jeff did some work on, and we used a V-Mod, right? It's called Legendary Tones. Jeff took a tube out, you pop this in, it gives it more gain. Yep. Crazy cool. And I work with this guy from a Connecticut area, like a Maine area up there called MGL. He makes these great Marshall kind of vibe amps, but it's not a Marshall. That's what I used. Whatever, I would just switch around here and there. Whatever I felt it was weird. There was no rhyme or reason. One day I was into trying the MGL. Oh, it sounds great today. That's how I went. Master was never cranked. And since being a metal guy, you would think my gain be on 11. Mm-mm. Very, very Montrose, raw. Maybe my gain 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, maybe the most. A lot of it was like 12 o'clock because we were doubling everything. And that's where it really happens. So maybe I had the Freeman on the left and I had the Marshall on the right, and then Jeff would blend them. Just crazy.
Give a nice warm tone together.
Yeah, it just, and I would use basically no pedals, no, I used a phaser for one song. I used a Thurman.
Thurman.
For Bitches Crazy. It's cool. I used that. A wah-wah a little bit. But it was raw, man. It was like guitar, plug in. And, man.
Back to the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. I think Eddie Van Halen said it and Ronnie Montrose said it. They were talking about it. A couple interviews. Me and Jeff, and we could have Eddie Van Halen here right now. And all three of us could plug into a Marshall. You know what? Same setting, same guitar. It's in here, man. It's
all in the
really
feel, yeah.
it's in your fingerprint.
Yeah, it's in the energy that comes out of your hand.
It's crazy. Everybody, so using these modulars and everything. Oh, I want to sound like Michael Schenker. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You're never going to sound like Michael Schenker. Michael Schenker is Michael Schenker.
Yeah.
You're never going to sound like Eddie Van Halen. These guys were and are and always will be
One of a
iconic.
kind,
Yeah.
One of a kind. I mean, you know what, man? I know Jeff's a huge Slash guy.
Yep.
I was never the biggest Slash guy. And no disrespect to Slash. Great player.
I'll tell him that next week.
But I will tell you this right now. As soon as he started to make records with Miles, I'm a friggin' Slash guy. Slash is phenomenal. His playing, he just got better.
Yeah, he went up a gear.
Yeah.
Somehow, somewhere, like he just.
So, yeah, man. I'm on that train too, brother. God bless him, man. He's kicking it. Like, I love those records.
Yeah.
So, that if that kind of answers you, like.
Oh, absolutely. The only thing, what guitars were you mostly using?
I used the same guitar. It was a 58 historic Murphy reissue, Lemon Burst. And I started the record with DiMarzio PAF. And basically Larry DiMarzio has a real 58 Les Paul. Yes, kids, $350,000 Les Paul. He took his pickups out and he wanted to re-engineer that pickup. So that was 80% of the record. So my dear friend Kyle, great, he was Raritan Bay, guitar repair. He does a lot of my work on my guitars. One of my dearest friends, like Jeff. So my pickup blew. So I ordered another one, and this is right in the middle of our recording. So I got one shipped to his store, and he calls me up, and he goes, dude, we have a problem. NASA? I said, oh, what do you have a problem? The pickup's dead. So it came dead. And right now, the way with COVID and everything, you can't get anything.
Yeah.
You're talking 2 years to get stuff. I go, what do you got in stock? I need my Les Paul. It's like, I don't have anything. I have bare knuckles. I'm like, huh? I go, they're pretty hefty price. He goes, yeah, but you should check them out. I go, well, what do you got? He goes, well, I got these mules. I'm like, oh, like Governor Mule, right? Like that guy, right? Warren Haynes, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, let me try them. Done.
Wow.
I'll never turn back. I love my DiMarzios. But whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, I freaked out. Oh, and you know what? I'm wrong. I lied. Kurt Wilson is this great guitar builder, boutique guy. He makes real 58 Carina V and Explorers. Like a Gibson 58 Carina V, $300,000. Well, since I'm so rich, I got 5 of them. Kurt Wilson made me one, 58. It has El Nico too. It has the Slash pickups in it. Mm-hmm. Sounds great in this guitar. But I'm going to definitely put the bare knuckles. Cause
Don't take those I'll Nico 2s out. You're crazy.
you can have those.
I will. I'll
They're
take them
yours.
all day long.
God bless you.
I'm always an Al Nico 2 guy.
I will, yeah, my present when I get my bare knuckles. So that was the only other guitar I used on the record. So and that was just for some solos. I mean, the bare tracks, the rhythms, was all the Gibson.
Okay. No, very good. All right, so you did Brothers in Arms. There's maybe a little talk of some live shows. I'm not too sure yet. It's still early. What would you think if you had to go out today, other than what you just did? But let's say you had to do an original project from the ground up going out. What would it be like today versus 15 years, 20 years ago? What would be your vibe? What do you think the vibe would be? Even, we're going to take COVID in consideration. We're going to take, my personal thought is I think these kids don't fucking care.
and people have to sit home and watch YouTube now.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you know, this is easy. I went to go see Tesla a couple of weeks ago. Do you go to see shows anymore, or do you go to watch the show through your phone the whole time?
I go to
It's
shows.
got to be good for me to go to a show.
Okay, but when you go to a show, do you watch a show?
Yes.
Do you watch it through your phone like this?
No.
Dude, so bad, man.
So,
So bad.
So quick thing is I went and saw GNR this summer because they come through. So I was going to all my friends. They're all making, they're like, what are you drinking? I was like, no, man, I'm not going to drink. And they're like, we're at a show. You have to. Like,
No.
nah, man, like I go see Slash and look, what does he do?
Absorb.
Axel, yeah, I want to be like, I got tickets next to the soundboards because I want to hear everything as pure as possible. I don't know if that's the engineer in me, but
I get it. I get it.
But if you said, I'll even say like Audio Slave, I probably would watch it on my phone unless the tickets were like dirt cheap, whatever.
But if you're at the show, you're not watching it on your phone.
No, but I am also in like during not YouTube, COVID. I was a YouTube junkie. I'm
Okay.
finding live shows
I love
of
it.
stuff.
I love watching it at home. It's cool. But man, nothing like being there. The smell of a bar or theater, the sound of the guitars, the live. It's an experience.
Yeah.
And how would I want to go out today? You know what, man? I just got back a month ago during all this craziness with my other band, Seven Witches. We played in the Alcatraz Festival in Belgium. 15,000 people sold out. It was incredible. People want it. People need it. They want that live vibe. So if I was going out with brothers, how would I go out? I go out the same way I always went out. If we got to move our own gear, we'll move our own gear. But we're going to give you a rock show.
Come at guns a-blazing.
Guns a-blazing. You know what, man? One person or 100,000 people. Don't go there and look at your watch and phone it in.
Yeah.
People spending money. They're there to see you. Have a little coolness because this is music. And the way things were looking, it got scary for a while. Every time I hit the stage, I'm at the Garden.
Okay.
That's it. And I don't care, dude, if I'm playing the local bar or cover scene or I'm playing with Aldenova at Wacken. I just love it. And I'm so blessed that God gave me, I guess I have a talent. I mean,
Obviously you do.
Well, or I'm a really good bullshit artist. And but, you know, man, it's so great. I'm a big sports freak. I love sports. I love watching football. Sundays, don't call me. Don't. Me and my kids, we love it, man. We sit around, we watch it, we have fun. We watch. It's great. It's great. My kids got to see Eli Manning get his jersey retired last week. I was supposed to be there, but how much I love music, I was in Canada with Aldenova doing videos.
Yeah.
But my kids were there. So
That's cool.
Go out there like, you know, don't be these like new people. Well, if I don't have my limo, get over it, man.
Yeah.
Get over it.
I think the biggest problem, we've talked about it before, is today people have access to so much at the tip of their fingers at all times. Like most people can't even get through a song without switching to the next thing anymore. Like that's how like the attention span is gone.
Deficit's gone, right? It's
Yeah.
like, but the kids will sit there in front of friggin' gaming.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
get
I
it.
said, I watch my kids, and like they don't even get through a whole song. Like half the songs are, oh, that one's great, and then I go, oh, that one's great, and oh, that one's great.
It's really funny. My son Peter, he's pretty funny. He's 16. He'll get in my car, and he'll plug in all that rap music. But you know what? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. He said the last few weeks he's been really weird. I got on the Apple Music, so I guess he can listen to what I have on my thing. And he goes, I really like Journey. I really like Foreigner. I really like Motley Crue. I'm like, What? What? He goes, these are cool songs. And he goes, you know what, Dad? You grew up at a cool time. Because I tell him, it was so fun going out. It was fun.
Yeah.
Dude, it didn't matter who was playing at the Bird Show. You went.
That's my place.
Yeah.
Or the,
I love that place.
Or the Pig Pen. Mingles. Close Encounters, L'Amour's.
Wow.
Man, we used to spend the weekends at L'Amour's. It was great. It was great. I really hope that.
But there's no places like that anymore.
No.
They're all gone.
You're just like, no.
They're all gone. Like part of me died when the Bird Show got knocked down.
You know what, bro? I got a story for you. So I was in a band called Sabotage, which is a huge metal band, which became Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I had a lot of gigs before that, but that was my first really big, like, playing in basketball stadiums, touring with Priest, all over Europe, headline. We were out for 2 years. 9/11 happened, and we were in the middle of our tour. And they said, I guess we're just going to cancel the rest of the tour. Fans were like, don't do that. This is the worst time for America. Please, we need things to do. Our last show was the Bird Show. The last night of the Bird Show, there was no more liquor because it was closing down.
Yeah.
We played the last show at the Bird Show. And I will always remember a tear in my eye because we got off stage and they were tearing it down like the next couple of days. And will always go in my memories like I got to play the Bird Show with Sabotage before it closed down. And don't you know, no liquor, it was sold out to the walls.
That place was always sold out to the walls.
But no liquor, man.
Yeah.
People were outside.
Yeah.
My singer, John Oliva, the legend. In the back of I had my pickup truck there because we were going home that night. He's sitting in the back drinking Grand Marniers. Fans are walking up. He's giving beers out. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I tell a lot of the younger bands I play with, I'm like, the Bird Show, like you said, it didn't matter who was playing. You went there on a Friday or a Saturday night, that place was jamming.
But you know what? You had some cool places down here too. I remember I was in a local band called Ritual that did really good. And we used to play this place. I always forget the name of it, but we were almost like the house band there. Right before you get to Seaside, it was on the left.
Oh, Joey Harrison, Surf Club.
But what was it before that?
No, it was always Joey Harrison, Surf Club. Were you thinking of the, what was that, Wine Cellar?
Oh, no. This was I'm not going to say this in a nasty way. It was a real shithole.
Oh, yeah. Probably the Wine Cellar.
Was it right there on the left?
Depends on where.
Well,
there was a bunch on.
Yeah, this was it was a bar. The stage was in the back. It smelled like beer. It was awesome.
It had to be the Wine Cellar.
But it wasn't called that.
Was it in Seaside or before you got to Seaside?
Before you got to Seaside. Before we went over the bridge.
On 37?
Yeah.
Oh, on 37.
Yeah,
I thought we're talking
Ortley.
35.
Yeah.
No.
37. What, the bar chord?
Was it?
The bar chord?
What was it called before that?
That I don't know. Also, Tin Lizzy.
Before Tin Lizzy, I bet that was it.
Okay.
Brown Building. Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. Love it. Love it. JJ Rockers. You kids don't know what.
No.
Oh, my goodness, dude. Then you get done at the Wednesday night or the Bird Show. You get done because, 1 o'clock? You drive to Staten Island. And you go to the Colonel's Garter. And you go to Red Spot. You go to great.
I mean, that shit wasn't around when we were coming up. You know?
I
was coming up. I'm older than him.
Dude, I will say it. I am so happy that I grew up when I did. Because remember, a couple of years, the drinking age was, 18?
Yeah, I guess, at one point.
You would go see TT Quick, White Tiger, Twisted Sister before they were signed. Mm-hmm. The cover scene, Monday through Sunday, A-rooms sold out to the walls.
Wow. Yeah, you can't even do that now.
No.
You can't even come close to
No.
that now.
Nope.
That's unreal.
It's crazy.
Totally different time. Oh boy, God, yeah, you're right. You grew up at the right time. I was on the cusp end of that, So I'd say I probably started playing '98,
98.
like live, playing all these
Right.
places. So I was at the end.
Selling tickets.
Oh fuck yeah, come on.
Okay, going up to Obsessions in Randolph where they're like, all right, we got 5 bands. Studio One in Newark. Who sold the most tickets? You get to go on before the headliner.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's still like that today.
Club and A, you would hustle and it's great.
Yeah.
It was great. Man, it was a time of, oh man, it was cool. It was cool.
So, well, being you're on a label and stuff like that. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that, but
Sure.
what do you feel that the state of the industry for the future, going forward, from today forward, what do you think like the industry's going to go? It's turning. I don't know which way it's turning yet because I always hear all these stories, whether it's from guys like you, guys who are younger and just got like signed and they don't know any better. Like it feels very just out of whackish.
You know what? I don't think labels know what to do right now. And it's not the label's fault, okay? People don't buy records. Yes, I said records. I mean, when we were young and Motley Crue's debut record came out, my friend gave it to me on tape.
Yeah.
And you listened to it. And then what you did after, you went out and bought the record because you wanted the vinyl. You wanted the tapes. You wanted to look oh, wow.
Yeah.
Kiss plays Gibson and Marshall because they're the best. It meant something. I think labels are starting to really open up again. We're signed to Deko Entertainment. I got to tell you, and not because they're really good to us, they let artists be artists. I think labels are starting to realize again, you can't take an artist and change them. This is what they do. You don't go and repaint the Mona Lisa. You just don't do
For
that.
a while, they're like, we want you guys to sound like them.
Yeah, well,
That was a big
you know what,
thing.
man? In the '80s too. I mean, you don't think when Poison and Rat all came out, we got to sign 30 bands that sound like Guns N' Roses. They did though. That was what it was. But Deko, when we started to do this, there was a couple labels that were really interested in us. Great label in Italy called Frontiers. Just great labels. And Deko said, Jack, be you. Be an artist. And they have put so much time and love into this record. It's incredible. So I think people are buying music again. There's a big resurgence of LPs. Dude, it's expensive now to buy an old Beatles record or something.
Yeah.
People are chucking that out. I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's like people are blue vinyl and red vinyl and like
Oh yeah, vinyl's making a huge
comeback. And tapes, right? They're making cassette
Yeah,
tapes
I'm
again.
seeing them here and there. People
I heard
throwing out
GNR.
Wow.
GNR's EP, Old School or whatever they're doing.
Oh, Hard School, yeah.
Hard School. It's going to be a tape.
No, is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. I just read something that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
tapes. Most people don't. How are you going to listen to it?
Yeah, that's my question. But
Nobody's got tape players anymore.
But I heard the other day that they're making Walkmans again.
No, are they really?
I didn't know about that.
Shit.
I mean, I remember walking down. or,
Yeah.
Who said this? I heard something. Maybe it was Sirius Radio. Keith, he's great. He does all Ozzy's Boneyard and everything. I think he was talking about kids walking around with boom boxes. Like I remember walking around my
Yeah?
big boom
Wow.
box with the lights on it, and like listening to the first.
As I said, I'm
Ozzy.
on the younger end, but I got to live that last good part of music. Like I remember when it was like you go line up with like 100 people for a midnight release on an album.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore. It's just like, oh, it's out. Click. All right, I got it.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I'm a big movie guy. I love going to movies. And I guess next week Halloween Kills comes out. It's really good. Like it's
continuation of,
of the last one.
Myers.
Yeah, so he's not dead, I guess. So I'm looking online. I'm like, I want to go the night it comes out to a midnight showing because it's cool. I like to do that. No more midnight showings.
Wow.
7:00 on a Thursday. I'm like, I'll just wait to see it over the weekend then, because I like you were saying, you waited in line. I remember a place. You guys might not remember this, but you probably heard about the Capitol Theater in Passaic. Everyone played there.
Okay.
Everyone. You used to go see like Rush opened up for Kiss there, and I saw so many concerts there. We would go wait online to scalp tickets there. So, you know, I think labels are really starting to get it, and they're really coming around again. And
I hope so.
I hope so.
Well,
And
if they don't, they're gonna die.
you know, and I'm going to say this. It sounds like I'm begging for money, but come on, man. If you really want the music not to die, you got to help artists out, man. We're not making any money. We're not.
Oh, we talk all the time about Spotify and their tenths of a penny. And
It's like, don't get me wrong. It's cool. You want to trade tapes and give music away for free, but
Lars was right.
he was.
He was.
We can't make music, you know. And labels now are like, they won't give you an advance.
No.
Go make your record, and we'll take your record. And that's hard, man. It's like saying, like, I just had a new baby. Oh, here's your son. You have to give your son away, because that's your body of work.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a day to make a record. It takes hours and days
Months.
and months, and it rips you apart. It's a lot of work. People don't get that. But I think, I'm telling a new artist, if you're looking for a good home, and I'm not just saying this, check out Deko, man. There's great people there.
That's
Great.
cool. Yeah, I've heard of them. You know, I got a chance to work with them, so they were really cool dudes.
Very cool.
So everybody, please go pick up Brothers in Arms, Sunset and Clark. Yeah, no, I fucked that all up, and I'm not even drinking. That's the worst part. Brothers in Arms, Sunset and Clark. Well, there you see liquor back there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great record, and yes, we still call them records. Us younger folk,
Yes,
even
we
though
do.
I'm not young anymore.
Oh, stop it. What am I
We're gonna try to play your video, "Bitch Is Crazy," featuring Keith St. John, who was also a pleasure to work with and a lot of fun. Cool dude.
Very cool, dude.
Very cool dude. And that's all I got for him. I might as well give you your last shot.
question?
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna give you the same last question we give everybody that comes on here.
Just on Wednesdays. No.
If there's one
Monday.
thing, just one thing you could change about the music scene, what would it be and why? Just one singular thing.
I wanted to go back to 1985.
I was gonna say
Or-
red lipstick and fucking hookers.
or like when the 70s. Man, did you ever see like the Doors movie and Jim's at the whiskey with Val Kilmer?
Yep.
As at the whiskey, that's what I would change and bring that back to now. Have bands work hard, get a deal, and fans come out and support it and enjoy it. And that's what I would change. I would take us back to that time. That's the only thing I would change.
I think the biggest part of that is just the people. Like, nobody supports it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. Like, the people are still there. There's ones that work hard. They just don't get the opportunities because the support's not there.
But they still, I've seen so many people at shows and people that support Brothers in Arms, people that support anything else I do, and they'll come up to me and say, thank you. And I look at them, I go, thank you. Because honestly, without the fans,
There's nothing.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
And honestly, all I want to say for musicians, when you make music, make it for yourself first. Don't let someone tell you, well, that's not good enough. You have to be happy first before you make anybody else happy. And that's it.
Very true.
Honestly, man, that's the only thing I would change. Just let music breathe again. Let it breathe.
I say all the time, you got to write music that you want to play, not what you think people want to hear.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right, man.
There was
You
a
hit
time
it.
period that was that other way was the way to go.
Yeah.
There was. It's changing again, but
I agree. 100%.
all right. Well, Mr. Frost, Jack, thank you so much for coming on today.
This
It
was
was a pleasure.
awesome, man. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
man.
This was so much fun. And
Is there places that they could go get these records?
sure, you can go to Brothers in Arms Facebook. Also, we have an Instagram, All Brothers in Arms. We also have, you can go to Deko Entertainment. They have, Deko, the whole thing about Brothers in Arms. You can go to Jack Frost. I moved up in the world. I have an Instagram now, and I'll post all cool stuff going on. I was really against this whole social media thing. I'm just kind of old school. You gotta understand when you're 53 and you have kids and you have your personal life. I don't feel like sitting there posting pictures of Wiener Schnitzel or what I ate today.
Yeah.
I just want to do cool stuff,
Yeah.
but it's social media is really cool for.
In today's day and age, it's a
It's a
necessary
must,
evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just go check out everything like that through Facebook and Instagram, and just support local music too. Honestly, go see local bands, man. There's some great kids coming out, and they're trying. So
And go see the bands. Go see the show.
go see the
Don't
show.
go see one band.
Yeah.
Go see a
Yeah.
show.
Don't say, oh well, the headliner's going on at 11. You might miss. You might
It was something cool.
Find that diamond in the rough.
and go, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
That's just give it some love, man. Give music love. I love again.
And if you want to give us some love, you can get a hold of us at jsempinfo@gmail.com, and Jeff will get right back to you.
I always do. I forward it right to your email because I don't answer email. But right now, we're going to play Bitch is Crazy from Brothers in Arms.
Well, we was all rolling up to Mama's lemonade stand when Juicy hit me right between the eyes. Somebody said, "Oh my God, I must be dreaming." Well, I get a little kitty and I know she's mine. Looks like heaven and it tastes so fine, but she's a handful when she's